It's been so long. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ooh, it's been so freaking long. Let me go get my mirror. Hold up. I always be forgetting something. If you've been following me for a minute, then you know that initially I was going to be moving to New York. I've been getting a lot of questions as to why I'm not doing New York anymore, and let me tell you why. Because I feel like I never explained why I decided not to move to New York anymore, and that's really important because there were a lot of people who were invested into my New York move. The reason why I didn't end up doing New York was for two main reasons. Let me grab my phone because I want to make sure that I'm actually heading out to brunch with one of my friends, and I don't want to be late. And I'm known for being late, so I need to keep track of time. So we're gonna keep the phone right here. Two reasons why I didn't do New York, you guys. One, I literally have been on my eyebrows for how long already? When I went to New York and I was looking at these apartments for myself, because that's very important, you gotta look at these apartments yourself, I realized that I was going to have to settle for a shoebox. Now, if you've been keeping up with my moving series, and I'm gonna keep saying, I'm dropping everything right now, and I'm gonna keep saying if you've been keeping up, because keeping up with the moving series, y'all will understand everything that I'm saying. You know that I have a lot. Look at me, my little dry mouth. You guys know that I have a lot. Like when I mean I have a lot in my apartment, it's mostly products. And obviously with the career that I do and the type of content that I do, that's expected. I have a lot of stuff. Do you really think, go watch those videos by the way, do you really think that with everything that I own, living in a shoebox was going to be convenient for me? Not at all. Reason number two, the quality of life. My quality of life, I'm being completely honest, was going to, I was gonna have to sacrifice my quality of life moving to New York. New York is not an easy place to live in. And the reality is that a lot of these really nice areas that are safe are extremely, you guys, when I say extremely, I mean extremely expensive. I was looking at nice areas of Brooklyn because Brooklyn is where I wanted to move just because it's closer to the city. It's very, I feel like it's very diverse. There's a lot to, Brooklyn has a lot to offer. So I'm looking at really nice areas of Brooklyn. You guys, studios starting at literally, I'm not making this up, $6,000. Like the good ones starting at $6K just for a studio. So imagine how much a 2-bedroom would be if I was trying to move to the nice areas of New York. And granted, I understand that New York is expensive because a lot of wealthy people live there, so they can afford it. But it's like, you can't even, the reality is that if I moved to New York, I was gonna have to settle for like an area that's not that good, that the apartment was gentrified, and I just didn't feel comfortable doing that as a woman who's gonna live alone in New York, you know? So those were the two main reasons as to why I didn't do New York. And I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, another reason why I didn't end up doing New York was because, this is the main reason why I'm not telling you guys yet as to where I'm moving until I do it, was because people had so many opinions to give about this move. And I was just like, and it was negative opinions. And obviously, granted, people are always gonna have something to say about New York. But I was just like, I feel like I low-key let that get to me too. Just like what everybody was saying about like, people were telling me, people were DMing me, you guys. People were DMing me, telling me, don't move to New York, move to Jersey, do this, do that. And I just think that when it comes to something as important as changing where you're about to live, I don't need people's opinion on it, you know? So I learned from that lesson, but I feel like low-key a little part of me let that get to me. But initially, when I thought I was moving to New York, let me tell y'all, finding an apartment in New York is also not easy. I think that's why it's taking me longer, because I decided, like, after going to New York and realizing that the market there is horrible, that I just was not going to be moving to New York anymore. I would do New York part-time though. Like 100% I would do New York part-time, and I could see myself being there for a couple of months during the summer, you know, not when it's not too cold. But moving to New York fully, I think I had to go for myself to realize that just was not, that I just wasn't, I don't know if I was gonna be fully happy with that decision. And I think I needed to go for myself versus letting someone, you know, tell me that. Because I think a lot of times we let people get in our head without even like experiencing it ourselves or going to try it and look at it ourselves, right? Like people, of course, telling people you're gonna move to New York, people are gonna be like, don't do it. I don't know why people have this like huge hatred against New York, but people are always going to try to discourage you from moving to New York. One thing about it is, do not talk about New York in front of me. Because I'm from New York. Like, I'm from New York, and I feel like the only people who can talk bad about New York are the people who are from there. If you're not from there, don't do too much. Don't do too much, okay? If I want to say something bad about New York, I'm allowed to, because I'm from there. But if you're not from there, please don't say too much. Guys, this is another thing. I want to address all of the stuff on here, because people are like, why are you leaving Florida? I feel like I haven't addressed that either. I love Florida. I was raised in Florida. I think, well, let me not even say I love Florida, because I don't love all of Florida. I love Miami. I love Miami. That's where I was raised. I think Miami is, I've always said this and I'm going to stick by it no matter where I go. I think that there is no other place like Miami. Miami is one of a kind. You can't get it anywhere. You can't. A lot will try to duplicate it, but you can't replicate, babes. You can't. So I am not leaving Florida because I hate the state of Florida, because I don't like Miami anymore. It has nothing to do with that. It just has everything to do with the fact that I feel like I've outgrown it. Here's a little fun fact. When I was in college, I always told myself that I was gonna leave Florida as soon as I got my degree. Now, once I graduated from college, I was like, you know what? Actually, I wanna give Miami another try. I wanna give it one more year. Now that I'm a creator full time, that's what I decided after college. I wanna see what the opportunities look like here in Florida. I wanna give it a year, because Miami at the time, when I had decided to take content creation full time, started to grow in the event space when it came to influencers. So I was like, let me talking and all this is coming out. I was like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna go ahead and give it one more try. I'll get to be close to family. Miami, I love Miami. I'll be able to afford living in a nice area of Florida now with this job. So I'm gonna give it one more year. I gave it one more year. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I do get invited to a lot of events. I'm not going to sit here and say that the opportunities here are bad, but that's not the reason why I'm leaving Florida. Like, one of the main reasons, is my camera dirty? One of the main reasons why I'm leaving Florida is because, even though there is opportunity here, there's more opportunity in other places. Now, why are you chasing networking? Why are you chasing opportunities? At the end of the day, you guys, with what I do, my goal is to start a business. I went to school for entrepreneurship, and one of the main things that you're always going to learn when you are starting a business is knowing the right people, right? And I know that at the end of the day, everything that I'm doing is because I want to be a business owner. And in order to be a successful business owner, I need to have a good network. I need to build a solid network of people who have connections, who just know what they're doing in this industry and all that stuff. So that's why I'm chasing networking opportunities. B, the main reason why I'm leaving Florida, I've been in Florida my whole life. I feel like I've outgrown Florida. I feel like I've gotten comfortable in Florida. That's the main thing. I've gotten too freaking comfortable here. And what's the problem with being comfortable? That once you start getting comfortable, you can't grow. You don't grow because you get comfortable. Y'all, my mom lives like in my old apartment. She lived like 10 minutes away from me. So if I didn't want to cook, my mom would bring me food. When I didn't want to clean, I would pay my mom to clean for me. I don't know how to drive. Whenever I needed to go to somewhere, I'd have my mom take me. How do you grow as a person if you're so dependent on your mother, but then B, you're comfortable? Because that's what it was. When I literally had to sit down with myself and be like, Daviana, you're getting comfortable. Te estás poniendo un poquito muy comfortable. Y no me gusta. No me gusta, because you know what comes with that. You know that with comfort comes settling. And with comfort comes no growth. And you're only 23, and there's a lot of growing that you have to do. So I feel like that's the main reason why I'm leaving, is like, and I wish I would have explained that in my moving series, because I feel like people are like, why would you leave Florida? And don't leave Florida, and da-da-da-da. But it's like, y'all, I have my reasons. And I know at the end of the day, I know what's best for me. And I know that moving is going to force me to grow. It's going to force me to like grow out of my comfort zone. It's going to expose me to so much. There's so much more to life than just like the beach, right? And that I love that Florida has to offer that in every corner. But there's so much more to life than that. There's just so much. And I want to be able to, at 23, with no children, with no spouse, I want to be able to at least say that I tried and that I experienced all that. So that's really why I'm moving. Now, do I know that moving is going to be easy? It's not going to be easy, because even once I decided to move back to Miami, it was an adjustment, you guys. It took me a minute I would say that it took me like, once I moved in like what, July, August, September, October, November. It took me about 5 months to fully adjust to the new city, to fully feel like, okay, this is my new home. First of all, I had just graduated from college, so that was another thing. Like, hold up, because okay, so yeah, so when I had moved back to Miami, it was an adjustment because I had went to college. I had went away for college for 4 years, and I don't feel like I fully felt like it was home again for me until like 5 months after living there. So imagine, that was me having to settle, or feeling like I was, that was me having to adjust to moving back to Miami. Imagine moving to a completely different state. You know what I mean? So like, I know, even though I'm super excited about moving, I know that it's gonna take some time for me to adjust. I know that it's not all gonna come easy, but I'm ready for change. And that is the main reason as to why I'm moving, is because I just know that it's time to grow. I know that it's time for me to be exposed to so much more. That's another thing about living in Florida. I didn't live in Miami. I lived in a city called Boynton. That's where I used to live. I don't feel like I was being exposed to everything that I could be in my 20s here in Florida. Because let me be honest, Florida is more like a retirement place. Miami is more like nightlife and stuff like that, but I'm really not into that anymore. I'm more of like a restaurant girly, and like spas and going out to the, I do like the bars. So I mean, we could do like a cute little bar night, but Miami's nightlife. But where I was living, it was more like retirement. I just think that when I think of all of Florida, I think more retirement than I do think like for a young person. I really do, except Miami. Miami's maybe like for the young people, which is why everybody's going over there. But other than that, like, I don't really feel like Florida is like a young people state. So what was I talking about? I literally lost my train of thought. So yeah, so that's what I was saying. I feel like I'm gonna be exposed to so much more once I move. Like, I'm literally gonna be able to like be around young people. The place that I'm moving to, the building that I'm moving to, is full of young people. It's full of people who do what I do. Okay. So yeah, you guys, I just feel like that has been a huge update. And I will say this for the YouTube girls, because y'all are gonna get the tea, okay? I feel like I want to start spilling more of the tea on YouTube, because YouTube allows me to fully like talk as much as I want. As y'all can see, I talk demasiado. But I'm moving to the West Coast. And as soon as I said West Coast, you guys should know what that means. You guys should know what state that is. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. The girls on YouTube at least get to know that I'm moving to the West Coast. I haven't given like any like hints on my IG and TikTok series, but you guys, let's see. You guys at least get that. There. Yeah, you guys at least get that, because at the end of the day, YouTube is gonna get some tea. And that's all I'm gonna say. Let's take this hair down. Oh, let's put some setting spray on too. Oh my god, having braids has been the most convenient. I will say that my scalp has been a little bit itchy, but I'm gonna put some tea tree oil. I actually went to Ulta yesterday and I bought some tea tree oil. Going to, or getting braids done has been the most convenient thing during this time in my life, because I feel like I've been all over the place. And you guys, okay, y'all. Okay, I'm back and I finished the hairstyle, you guys. I literally was trying to do the little swoop thing, high ponytail thing, couldn't do it. So we did this. It looks a little bit botched, but I literally had to head out. I'll be late. But you guys, it was so fun being back on YouTube and catching you guys up on like the whole moving thing and how it's going. You guys, soon, in like literally a week and a half, I'm actually gonna be moving, getting the keys. I'm super excited to decorate my new place. It's so much more bigger than the one that I had initially, so I feel like I'm gonna be able to add more decor and do all that stuff. But I'm super excited for everything that's to come, to be back on YouTube. I really want to be consistent on YouTube. If y'all, I was being consistent for a little bit, but I fell off. And now we're back and I'm super excited. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to keep up with me for real in like real time, follow me on Instagram for Instagram stories, and follow me on TikTok but Instagram stories like allows you to keep up with me for real. And let me know if there's any type of content that you guys want to see me do now that I'm back on YouTube, long form wise. And yeah, that's it for today's Get Ready With Me. Does this hairstyle look a little bad, y'all? Let me know. But anyways, I'm so excited to be back.